Hey guys, it's Kevin, State and Co Truck Insurance. Lately, we've been getting a lot of questions about what are the best truck insurance companies for box trucks that are not Progressive. Everybody seems to be tired of Progressive because guess what? If you have a box truck and you call 10 agents, or maybe I would say if you call 20 agents and look for a box truck insurance, the chances are you'll probably get 20 Progressive quotes, and they're all going to be different. They're all going to be all over the place because, guess what? It really depends if that agent entered all the information correctly, and if you mentioned something that you didn't mention to other agent, which could be, the value of the truck, the years of your driving experience, the garaging zip code, or if you provided your social security number, because with Progressive, in some cases, it does help to get a better rate if you provide your social number, and they do what it's called a soft credit inquiry. Doesn't affect your score, doesn't affect your credit, doesn't even show up on your credit report. And I know, but some are hesitant to do that. But anyway, Progressive aside, and depending on the state where you are, there are probably anywhere from 2 to 4 more different trucking insurance companies. And in this video, we'll talk about North Carolina, which is our home state. We are doing business in 18 states. And like I said, every state is different. And some insurance companies that might write trucking insurance in North Carolina, they will not do that in Georgia or Florida. And it is really case by case, and you really have to inquire with your local agent, or you can check with us. So, here in North Carolina, one of those other companies would be National General. They're very competitive when it comes to box trucks. But you have to have all your ducks in a row. The DOT has to be already in the system. They will not be able to run a quote if you're still just thinking preliminary about starting the business. So that has to be in place, and then you have to know who the drivers will be, and you have to know the VIN number and the value of the box truck. And when you talk to agent, you'll need to provide them, because National General, they even ask for driver's license information for the owner. The owner might not be the driver, but still, if it's a husband and wife team where wife is the owner, husband is the driver, be prepared to provide license number, date of birth for both individuals. They will not add wife as a driver, but they will need that information. And here in North Carolina, I've seen box truck rates with National General in the 7, 8, maybe $10,000 range per year. It does boil down, the garaging zip code, the MVR, has the driver had any accidents, violations for the past 3 years, where the truck is parked, the value of the truck. Again, if your box truck is 40,000 and that's what you're quoting, but then you go to Enterprise and get a $100,000 value box truck, then of course the price is going to be different. The other popular insurance company, and they write box trucks in most of the states, is Everspan Insurance. That's through Cover Whale program, and they're very competitive. Again, I've seen where their prices can be in that $8,000-$9,000 range per one box truck, subject to all those other variables. And they have some strict limitations when it comes to MVR. So if you have like a major violation, which would be DUI, or texting and driving, then you would not be acceptable to Everspan Insurance. And if the box truck is over 26,000 pounds, you have to have a 2-year CDL experience, and that's a hard requirement for them. They will not let you. They will not write a quote if the box truck is 33,000 pounds and the driver doesn't have a CDL. The third one is Great West. Great company. They, again, similar to Everspan, for heavier box trucks, you need to have at least 2 years CDL experience. For the ones under 26,000 pounds, you don't have to have that. It can be a new venture. They'll quote you, but they are sensitive about the quality of the driver, meaning, again, if there's major violations or multiple accidents in the past 3 years, you'll most likely be declined. Price-wise, Great West can be similar to Everspan. I've seen quotes in the 7,000 up to 12,000, 15,000 range per box truck. If you're experienced owner operator, again, just to take a step back, both Everspan Insurance and Great West Insurance. If you've been in business and you have your DOT and MC number and you already had inspections and safety scores posted on Safer, they will pay attention to that. And I've seen quotes being declined because, let's say, I had one the other day, 18 months in business, had 5 inspections, 3 violations. Neither Everspan nor Great West could quote those because, again, the operating safety and operating history is one of the key requirements for those two insurance companies. Progressive will still quote you. I mean, they'll jack up the price. They'll quote you maybe $30,000 for that one box truck if you have those Safer DOT violations. So everything comes down to safety. That's the most important factor when it comes to rating the carrier, the one that's been in business for quite some time. The other insurance company here in the state is Incline Insurance. Interesting program. They can be very competitive for box trucks. The one thing that's very unique about them, they excuse me, they do not care about violations as much, unless there is like a major violation, DUI, texting while driving, they might decline. But for minor speeding violations or at-fault accident, they don't even surcharge. And I've seen their prices to be around, again, that $8, $9, $10,000 per box truck per year. And one important factor here in the state, in North Carolina, you have to be, or at least the owner, one of the owners has to be the state resident, meaning you cannot be living in Georgia and opening business, trucking business, box truck, or any other in North Carolina and get North Carolina rates. And the insurance companies verify that by asking to provide, the owner has to show North Carolina driver's license and at least one utility bill or copy of the state tax return. And I've seen policies canceled because of that. Sometimes there are situations where people move and then they're like, oh yeah, but I live across the border in South Carolina. But that makes you ineligible because, again, as state residents, they pay taxes in the state, and some of those taxes help to provide better premiums for the trucking insurance companies, and it's kind of like state regulated. So the price and that requirement, for the residents is kind of like hard set. So those would be the 4 companies that I mentioned that will insure box trucks. So we're talking about National General, Everspan, which is part of the Cover Whale, which is a big MGA, and then Incline Insurance and Great West. Occasionally, I've seen Canal dabble in box trucks, and those 4 companies that I mentioned, they will insure new ventures. So you can be starting brand new and just getting a box truck. Yes, you have to have DOT and MC numbers, but you will get a quote and pretty reasonable, and it doesn't have to be Progressive. So if you're looking for one, don't want Progressive, and your agent doesn't have any other options but Progressive, call us. We'll help you anytime. If you like our content, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.